Hi, my name is Daryl. Welcome to TAG, the Armchair GM. The Carolina Hurricanes finally did it. Second Stanley Cup in franchise history. First since 2006. Rod Brind'Amour winning it as a coach 20 years after he won it as a player. And then this offseason, they did almost nothing. 98% of the Cup roster is coming back. No splashes, no fireworks. Is that the calm confidence of a champion? Or are they letting their one big weakness walk right out the door? Let's grade it. This is the Armchair GM. Let's start at the draft, which, for a Cup winner, was a genuine rarity. Carolina actually had a first-round pick. But here's the thing. They clearly weren't in love with this draft class, because Eric Tulsky traded down and traded down again and again. The Canes just kept sliding back and collecting extra picks. The best value they landed was defenseman William Hakansson in the second round, 51st overall. A legit get for that spot. It wasn't a flashy draft. It was a Carolina draft. Process-driven, value hunting, no ego, graded out around a C, and honestly, that's fine for a team that just won it all. Solid value, no home runs. C. Now here's my actual concern, because the champs lost a huge piece in the one spot they can't afford to. Frederik Andersen, the goalie who backstopped them all the way to the Cup, walked in free agency and signed with Edmonton. And this isn't nothing. Andersen leaves as the Hurricanes' all-time leader in playoff wins, playoff shutouts, and playoff goals against average. 13 wins and 2 losses in the playoffs. A 1.89 goals against average. The Great Dane was money in the postseason. Gone. Now, Carolina's counter is that Brandon Bussi went from the waiver wire to hoisting the Cup last spring. So maybe they believe the crease takes care of itself in front of this defense. And with Brind'Amour's system and a blue line led by Jaccob Slavin, they might be right. But we'll be fine in net is the exact sentence that's haunted 100 contenders. Losing your Cup goalie and just hoping? That's the one move this summer I'd have pushed back on. A real hole and a lot of faith. C+. Everywhere else? Carolina basically ran it back on purpose. The entire forward core, Sebastian Aho, Andrei Svechnikov, all of it, signed and returning. They even re-upped depth guy Nicolas Deslauriers during the Cup parade, which is a very Carolina thing to do. 2 loose ends worth watching, though. 1. Young defenseman Alexander Nikishin needs a new deal, and his name's been in trade rumors all summer. Losing an 11-goal, 24-year-old blue liner would sting. 2. Seth Jarvis had shoulder surgery and could miss the start of next season, which thins out the forward group early. Keeping a championship roster together is underrated work. B+. So how do you grade a champion that mostly stood still? The philosophy is defensible. When you just won the Cup with a deep, well-coached, well-built team, you don't blow it up. You bring the band back, and you try to do it again. Continuity is a real advantage, but I can't fully sign off, and it's that one word, goaltending. They let their playoff hero leave and are betting the system carries whoever's in net. If Bussi is for real, Carolina's a Cup favorite again. If he isn't, this quiet summer looks very different by December. Here's my take. This is a great team that made a defensible bet on itself. But a defending champ leaving its biggest question mark unanswered? That's the difference between an A and where I'm landing. Smart to keep the core, risky to punt on the crease. B. So Chas, is running it back the smart play for the champs, or did losing Andersen just crack the window open? Let me hear it in the comments. Report cards on every team, contenders and champions included. Subscribe and ring the bell. I'm Daryl, TAG, the Armchair GM. Sports Talk, no filter.